Hi, I'm Rich and I'm a lead vocalist for the band Dying Vision, and this is my good friend
Owen, bass guitar.
And we welcome you to Metal to the Masses.
Ricky here, Metal to the Masses London 2016. I'm here with Dying Vision. How are you guys doing?
Very well, thank you very
Not too
much.
bad, thank you.
Welcome to the interview layout that is the depths of Nambucca.
It's beautiful. Never been to this place.
You never leave.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Had a horror
Relate
feel
about
coming
that.
downstairs, yeah.
Where did you guys form it? How did it start?
Right, it started back in 2012. We're actually not the original members. The original lineup got together. They were basically a Polish black metal band, and they formed together, and they actually done the debut album, which is Universal. And myself, you know, I came in after Owen here. They lost the bass player, and I think you guys were going on for some time learning the album, because just as they recorded the album, of course, you don't want any members to go after you record an album, but you know, life gets in the way and everything like that. So what actually happened was they needed to form the lineup to promote that album. So Owen came on bass, and then I came in slightly later.
Yeah, I joined around October 14.
Yeah.
That's right. And, you kind of nearly joined and then joined.
Yeah. I was actually the drummer and the guitarist, Pavel. They had because Dying Vision had a bit of a hiatus because they had to find a bass player. They started this little side project just to keep, you know, you know what bands are like. You know, they got many different hands in different pies type thing, and they decided to do a side project. And it didn't really get anywhere because then Owen joined, and that kind of left
Dying Vision up again.
Yeah, big Dying Vision out, and I got kicked out of the other band because, well, it just disbanded. Then I got this phone call saying, are you free? And I didn't have a lot of things going on musically at the time, and I went, yeah, why? You're thinking about starting that band again? They were pretty good. I went, no, I mentioned the band Dying Vision. And I went, well, yeah, that was the original band, but I heard you guys on, and I went, right, this is more my style anyway. The other one was a bit more like mainstream thrash metal. This was going in the realms of what I like. You know, I love my extreme metal. I was like, my vocal range and all that kind of stuff caters better for that. And then we were like, well, are you free? I went, well, yeah, okay. Went there, and it wasn't even an audition really. It was kind of like,
Yeah, it's very organic. It just works.
We went into a studio, and because I knew it helped because it's always nerve-wracking when you do an audition for a band or anything like that, but because I knew the drummer and guitarist, it was only to meet these guys really, and it just all clicked into place, and we had that one rehearsal. I learned a few of the tracks, and I think it just seemed to be like, okay, because being a fan of the actual album itself, a bit of a fanboy. It was kind of like I heard all the tracks a million times because I thought, what a shame. I mean, you know, no offense to what they were writing the other day, but I was like, damn, wish I was with these guys. But you know, fate would have it that, you know, me listening to the albums about a million times when I had it worked its way up because, you know, went in the studio and I knew all the actual timing, the cues and all that, and I think my voice is, you know, nothing taken away from the original singer because he was absolutely fantastic. As I said, I was a fan before I joined the band. But really, you know, I wanted to bring something a bit more, you know, guttural. You know, I'm a bit more into my death metal. I wanted to bring that kind of element to it, where he was more.
I mean, on the new songs, which we're getting ready for a 2016 release, and I can see quite a bold difference between Vivian, our former vocalist, work and your work. Whereas the Vivian lyric might tend to rely on metaphor somewhat more. I think you're more direct.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's like a, you know, no offense, as I said to the last one, but my type of music is not really like a slap and tickle, like a bit like a fist in the face, a bit relentless, a bit like, you know, let's go on stage. You know, live is where I feel my quality. You know, you never get another high as good as going on stage, and that's, you know, why competitions like, you know, Belgian Masses is absolutely fantastic, because the thing is, you know, we felt we were ready. You know, we've got the lineup now, we've got the music, we've got the original album, which we've slightly modified. You know, I would say it still keeps the original, but you know,
I like performances now. We'll kind of try a few different special things, mostly to keep ourselves entertained and playing these songs so many times, but also just to give people who come to the gig something a bit extra.
So it keeps it to the original feel of the album, you know, because the album was released in 2014, which is universal. You can get it from our Face 8. You can find the links everywhere, which is
So go to buy the album. Go to dyingvision.bandcamp.com.
Fantastic. See, I'm glad we wrote it down over there as well.
No one can see it.
Memory's shocking. So no, but seriously, you know, the thing is, we do, you know, your bass work in itself is, you're very technical, you know, when it comes to your bass, you know, you're fretless, aren't you? So you bring a certain element to it.
Yeah,
the backbone.
I like to think I try to serve the song.
Yeah, and you do very, very well. So we're rubbing each other's egos here. But no, as I said, the best thing to do is pick up our album, listen to it. It isn't going to veer off completely. It's not going to be an extreme change of it, because, as I said, being a fan of it, and you know, we want to keep true to the identity of what is Dying Vision. I think the best thing to do is see us live. I think that's where we grow on stage, and where, you know. I hope to think we're a full speed record group, to be honest, because you know, we want people to go crazy like we do. You know, we're passionate about our music. We want to give that energy, because I'm a big fan of, you know, when you see a band and they're going fucking crazy on stage, you feel that energy coming off, and that will help lift with any crowd. And that's what we're hoping to do, and especially in this competition, that's what we're aiming for doing. You know.
So, how would you describe your sound?
We really fall under the umbrella of British Freak metal. A lot of kind of, you can hear things within the kind of an umbrella of black metal, death metal, kind of darker sounding metal. I think there's also elements of sort of more modern thrash in there too. But I've heard lots of different interpretations of what we sound like. So really it just falls under the umbrella of British Freak metal. So
that's probably the best way of actually describing it, and you know, just check it out for yourself. And, you know,
when I try to think of fantasy festival lineups, try to think of something that organically fits. I can think of bands that fit with the Ramones, no problem, you know. A lot of bands which are very cohesive. With us, with a bit.
And it's the same. It's the same with the reviews as well. You know, you find every reviewer and someone who's actually, you know, listened to the album, and it's funny. We read the reviews and we go, oh yeah, we do sound a bit like them. But as we said, I think that's also what makes the album great. What grew, you know, on me is basically every song's got its certain element. It's still within the same umbrella of the extreme metal, but it's kind of like it's got its own identity, but it's still Dying Vision in itself. So I think that's the best way to describe it.
On the Universe album, I'd say the strength is in the arrangement. So we had some kind of layered synth in there, we had some guitars. So the synth kind of adds that kind of harmonic support for what the guitars are doing. Yeah, you can get away with fusing different styles a lot more when you have that kind of backbone in there already.
Very
Quite
layered.
melodic information in there as well. A good song to hear that on the Universe album would be Revelations of Galatia's Sister, track
Very
number
nice.
5. And yeah.
So you've got the album. Are you working on some new stuff, or are you continuing to evolve that album? Or
Yeah.
what's the,
So we're working toward a 2016 release. New material.
Working very hard.
Yes.
long hours. So.
good?
Yeah, plenty of rehearsal time goes into that.
If there's the new material, as I said, we were faithful to what we originally started with. Well, not what we originally started with, but what the original lineup did. But we just wanted to evolve the idea, and I think the new stuff, I'm extremely excited. The last Metal to Masses we were actually on, we actually debuted a song called Human Condition, which was a bit of a work in progress, but it's every single time we work on a new song. We've got many a song out we're working on at the moment, so I think 2016, keep your ear out.
I mean, the main observation I make about the latest album is we've kind of, where I mentioned we kind of take elements of extreme metal, we kind of decided on this one, I think, to specialise in some of those more specific styles a bit more. So rather than being necessarily a fusion of those styles, I think we have some songs which are quite a bit more, for example, more technically oriented and more locked in. By that I mean the whole arrangement is locked in, whereas you might have something going over the top, like a synth or something. In this one, we have kind of more like that, which I guess you could take kind of thrash influence. But then you also have songs where you go kind of like the Universe album, where it's a bit more kind of future.
I suppose, like with your writing, how do tracks come about with you guys, and do your personal influences shine into that?
They're all extremely good musicians. I'm for one that just takes a back seat and in awe of what happens in the studio. It's just like, you've got not just musicians of a certain caliber, it's above and beyond. I've never had, no disrespect to anything I was in previously, but it's kind of like every single one of them has mastered their craft to a certain point when it goes into the studio, because they're almost, veterans in a certain way. I'm not calling them old, but it kind of like they know what the game is, so they go in, and the writing process is just, you have, of course, you have the base element of what people write, and you add to it, but I've never seen something works in such a loving harmony of because of course you've got the musical background and the knowledge, of course Nolan's got a great amount of that, and the same with Khrushchev and Pavel, and of course with Daniel, the drummer, is phenomenal. So really, with me, it's just it's an honour. I sit in the studio, I'm going to do a bit later today, and I'm just watching them going, wow, and it's a pleasure every single time.
It's really nice actually to take a back seat and just learn. You can learn a lot from this band as well.
The lead go doesn't go with it. Because normally you find people as good as these guys, you just go, but they know they are. But there's no ego in this band, and that's one of the things that I think comes across as well. Everyone's very friendly, and we like to actually, we love what we do. So why don't you enjoy what you do instead of being all high and mighty and all that, like some people are about music. These guys aren't, and it's, as I said, it's an absolute pleasure to work with them as well. So
it's also more productive. So what's next for Dying Vision is we've got some gigs coming up after our quarter final on the 3rd of April. So the first one being Southampton on the 23rd of April, and then we have 4th of June in Croydon at the Sweet Lounge.
Yeah, so we're still keeping, even though we got this album coming out, we want to keep the live energy going because, you know, we're trying new material. So if you go to any of those gigs, I think you're going to be in for a treat because we are going to throw a few new ones in there. So if you want that little preview between each and every single gig, come to every single one. Yeah, you'll hear it be our album eventually.
So we're here, Met to the Masses, London 2016. How did you hear about the competition and get involved with it?
Well, myself personally, I've always been a big fan of Bowtell Masses because, you know, I've been around, normally around the Kent area and all that. There was one down our way that was done a run. And, you know, it's like anything, it's, you know bands because you've been around the scene so many times, you know friends who are in bands and all that kind of stuff, and you always hear the word Bowtell Masses, but I've always felt like, I'd done it once, many moons ago, but I felt that that band, no, as I said, nothing wrong with the band I was in previously, but we just weren't at a certain level, and this is probably the first time I felt comfortable enough to go, right, yeah, I feel that the quality and the level of where we are now is good enough to actually go forward. And you know, last year I had a good friend from Dark Eye, you know, he got through and everything like that, and I had a lot of other friends, you know, that found very good success, you know, friends with few small, they've done really well one of the years because they went on to Metal Days and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, we hear about it, but I've always felt the time and the place was never right for my personal bands. But you know, when I was over Mood, when Dying Vision turned around and says, we want to try and do this, and I'm like, yeah, I can't see any reason why not. We're not going to embarrass ourselves. We know what we're doing. The only thing is, we did say that we were going to release an album in 2016, which actually works quite well because we did make sure the schedule was quite empty.
And we also have something conveniently with no dropping songs into new
Yes.
songs.
Yeah.
And it's good final.
Yes. Hopefully.
So how was your journey so far? Obviously you went through in the first heat. How was that, and how was the quality of the other bands?
Well, we just heard Gabriel upstairs who were in the other heat with sounding fantastic again. They went through with us.
To be honest, you go into, I know it's called Battle, well it's Bowtell Masses, but it's cast under the Battle band, but it's no battle, because the thing is you go in there and, you know, the first heat, I think we were the first ones, the first actual event that they actually done for this competition, and we had Lack, we had of course Gabriel, and we had Violent Offender, which we knew very well as well.
Yeah.
And we all are, you know, as soon as we walked in, we all became friends. It's like, oh, but we're doing something. But the thing is, every single one, you know, I have to admit, if I saw that lineup anywhere, I'd be wanting to be there because it's a pleasure to be amongst the calibre of this year, and well, as well as last year as well, and I'm sure previous years, is so high in the London area, and you know, it's just, you know, unfortunately the venues are getting less and less, but the quality is not subsiding, it's actually getting better. And I think, you know, every single, I've checked out the bands, I've been going to next city, and I'm like,
doing your homework.
I'm not going to curse, like shit, you know, we better. But
that's the kind of shit that you want to have.
But it's good because it kind of like makes you go, right, we've got to work extra hard because we know the quality is so good. But the thing is, I was over the moon, don't get me wrong, but I was equally surprised because I felt every single one of those bands deserved to be, you know, through to the next round. You know, the judging in this competition, I wouldn't like to be sitting right where they were.
It's incredibly cliche and cheesy to say, but it's a victory for metal. As a whole. This whole whatever the album is just good quality.
Metal is not dead. It's actually thriving in the UK scene at the moment. You know, it's just a shame we haven't got places more like this to go and do our art, because especially with an extreme metal band, you know, if we were a bit more softer, there's a bit more venues, or if we do covers, what covers will we do?
Covers just open up so much for me.
Yeah, but yeah. You know,
I suppose you kind of touched on the judging and things like that. Like I know Mick's been involved with the competition for many years, and he wants to evolve it into offering more things. Like I suppose firstly with the judging, like it's 50% crowd, 50% judges, and there's band where people have to vote for 2 bands, and that's it. So how does that make you feel when you know you come into that
kind of alternative vote approach? I mean, you never know how well that served us in the last week, but I really like it because I went to which one? It's the meet with Day Before Morning and.
Mine's got lag.
There's
a lot of bands.
I know I can hear them. Bad Frankenhausen.
Yeah,
we're actually
we're on
next one with an 8. They went through, but it occurred to me that I could not possibly pick. I could not possibly pick a single band, so I was actually quite grateful for the kind of.
I saw Katie get through as well. Some good friends of mine. But the thing is, there's so many variations of what heavy metal is, and equally in their own way they are phenomenal. But you know, I think it is literally, it needs that kind of variant to go right. Okay, that is just going to pin them over, because you know you have to have a certain voting system to be able to.
Like I've judged the last quarter final, and it was you have to kind of take all of your personal tastes out the window and look at band engagement, performance, and like delivery, and all the things. And it's so hard to do, but rolling on to things like how the competition evolved, like Mick's invited like people like myself to review for TBFM and Empire Guitars, Going That Art, all these High Body Plug for the videos. And how do these things help bands like yourself?
I mean, but touching on the videos first of all, I mean that's video media, with music sales down just having some digital content that's a great presentation. That's in and of itself, and they do that for us in a competition like this is fantastic. Moving on to other things, I mean Mick has reached out when he's needed to, but he's also great at running these gigs normally. I mean we did an earlier show involving Mick at the Den a while back, and we're impressed then. So for that one he couldn't actually be there, but he coordinated it all, and it was fantastic. And Mick does a fantastic job of knowing when to pull all these kind of resources in.
And favours, he's going with his his art as well. And if he believes in the actual music, he's coming. Of course, being part of this competition, he had to choose us to start this competition like all the other bands. And he must have so much belief, because he is actually, to actually go above and beyond and add extra elements into it. It excites bands, because you never are going to be a millionaire, and you put so much blood, sweat and tears and your money into what you're calling your craft, and having someone from an outside, of course we all pay for recording studios and new equipment, and we've got to get to his gigs, so how do you minibus and all that kind of stuff, but having someone who's got nothing apart from just a love of the scene coming to my competition, I will give you this opportunity, but I'm also going to do this for you and this for you and this for you. You could have any of those elements.
And it places the onus on us to step up.
Yes.
It makes you want to put on the best show you can possibly do. I mean, the way he supports us is really commendable.
And you want to do exactly the same back. You want to actually show him that the faith that he's put into you for actually getting you this, especially this far. We're going into quarterfinals. So
this is someone who will chase you over Facebook. He'll chase you over your text messages. You can't get away from it. You know it's happening. He does a great. His end of a promotion is absolutely fantastic.
Also, there is the big incentive for potentially playing Bloodstock. How would you feel about that?
Amazing. I've been going Bloodstock since I can't remember. I've been going nearly every single year for it must be about 6, 7, 8 years. I had a band actually that I did play with, and unfortunately that band I played with, I didn't get the Bloodstock experience because it was a bad experience, and ever since that experience happened, I've always wanted to be there with a band that I'm proud of, and I wanted to be, that I wanted to prove what, not just the people around me, but what I can actually do, and having a platform like Bloodstock, giving unsigned bands that platform to actually express, you do this because you love it. You don't do it for fame or the rewards, definitely not for rewards, but being able to have a short opportunity to play in the same festival that Slayer or Behemoth or any band that you've always idolised is playing. It's kind of outstanding. You'd be like, wow, this is phenomenal, and I want that experience. And to actually have a band like this behind me as well, I think there is a possibility that we can actually do that. Because I feel that now is a time that hopefully, fingers crossed. As I said, competition is stiff, but
On a kind of a final note, if there was someone out there who hadn't seen you play before or hasn't heard your stuff, what would you say to them to get them to come down and check you out?
I would say we love our music, we're passionate about music. I hope it comes across in this interview as well. We want to translate as much as possible, but there is so much more we can say, but it's very hard to describe music because it's a personal journey of everyone, and I think that's what we want people to do. We want someone to stand in front of us, give us a try, enjoy the music, come up with their own conclusions, and just from the live factor to the music structures to the technical ability of these guys behind me, I think you will find something you really love, and hopefully come on a journey with us and make that journey hopefully come to Bloodstock and beyond, because with the new album now, extremely excited, as you can tell. This is something I've been wanting for years, and it's always at the last hurdle. It's always had something.
From the musical content, I think we touched on it earlier, was just the fact that it's an umbrella. It's a collection of extreme metal styles, and it's something which will serve your taste. Really nice if you like that extreme metal.
We're music fans. At the beginning, with music fans always priority. We're music fans first and musicians second, because we've got such a passion. All these guys have been doing it for years, and this is a band that formulates into that, and we want to just show you what our feelings and our passion is on stage. And I have to say that live experience, I always put it up to 120% plus. The live experience is where you see us at our best.
All this intensive work and rehearsals and practice all goes into giving the best live show we can. I feel we can say that being consistent on live shows today. And we have, if you can check us out on some of our shows like
Yep, YouTube.
I'm very proud of where we are now.
Yes. Yeah. The journey is not ended yet, it's just begun, and I think with the new album now, the old album that is still out, and we're still very proud of it. I think with the opportunity that Melton Masses is giving us, I think that's going to hopefully entice people and get on this journey of ours, and we want to bring people into that and try and make it to the top. That's what everyone wants to try and do.
On that note, I'd like to say thanks very much for your time and the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
See you soon.
Next song's from my 2014 release, Universal, our debut album. Enjoy.